So in this session we're going to be talking about video. So this is the video crusher section. Video killed the radio star. So video, as I mentioned earlier, is probably the lowest hanging fruit that is currently available online because you can get videos ranked very easily, they're very engaging, they'll increase the conversion rate of your website. They're just a great addition to what you're doing. In fact, it'll enhance anything that you're doing online by adding video into it. So why does video work so well? People do business with people, they don't do business with other companies. So what video does is connects you to your client. It is so much better. I get so many clients pick up the phone and say, you know, I watched that video of you on Melbourne SEO Services. I watched what you did at that workshop. They'd already pre-sold themselves before they picked up the phone and spoke to me because they knew who I was, they had already connected with me, and it's just my authenticity comes across. Like, I mean, you guys can see how much I love this stuff. Like, I mean, I eat this stuff for breakfast. I love business, I love online marketing, and it comes across. And if you love what it is that you're doing, I think that's key as well. If you're going to be the face of your business, and that's usually one of the best leverage points that you can have. Make sure that you really love what it is that you're doing, or if you don't, find someone else who is going to do that, because it really comes across in the videos and it shows amazing transparency. I think that's one thing that I try and pride ourselves most on what we do on Melbourne SEO Services. I'll show you exactly what I'm doing. Like when it comes to the SEO method, like it's my own internal staff training. We don't hold anything back. Any of the trainings, I'll just give you absolutely everything, and it's done by design. It shows you there's that real level of transparency. I know what I'm talking about. You can either learn by going through that material, or you can get us to do it for you, because some people are just going to want to get the services anyway because they're like, oh, I can't be bothered implementing all of this stuff, and then they want to leave it. So transparency, it comes across, and it's so real. Like, you can have really slick videos, and we've got some more slick videos, and the quality of our videos have gone up, and I'll show you some of those earlier ones and how bad they are. I'm sitting in my bedroom, and behind me you can see my dresser drawer, and it looks really bad, but they've progressively got better and better and better, you know, as Age has joined the team and Ben, and we've started to up that production value, but it's still real. Like, if I stumble across my words a little bit, I'll leave it in. Oftentimes, like, we do a testimonial with Gary Barnett, and I remember someone came to deliver something at the door. The doorbell rang, and he took his glasses off, and he's like, oh, we'll have to edit that out. And I'm like, no, we'll just keep going. Okay, we're here at Gary Barnett's, and the place is open for business, and stuff's getting delivered. Like, I mean, that's real. It's not so slick. People really want to connect with what's real. It gives you great expert positioning to do videos. It does take a bit of time, though. You'll get more and more comfortable with it the more you do. The first few that you do are going to be terribly bad. It's going to be uncomfortable. They're probably going to look shocking, but you just got to get started, because video is one of those low-hanging fruits. And it just makes things easier for the client. That's why we have both text and video as well, because how more engaging is it to visit a website where there's a video front and center than it is to read a big long sales letter. It's just much easier to jump in, and you can get those easy rankings that I talked about. So where should you use video? I would put video, the first thing that I would do is have a look at your Google Analytics, find out which are your most visited pages, and put video on those pages first. Video is going to increase your conversion rate, so you just want to make sure that you put it on the pages where you're getting the most amount of traffic, because it's going to increase the people that actually pick up the phone. So start there. I would put it on your home page. If you put it on your home page, tell them what their biggest frustration is. What's your client's biggest frustration or hurdle or problem? Make sure that you describe it better than they can describe it. And then that way they connect with you and you understand them, then help offer them a solution and give them a call to action. So I understand you, I have a solution to your problem. Now, if you want the solution, go ahead and enter your details to get my free report. I put it on your services page. you need to have a very clear offering. What is it that you're actually offering to your clients? It needs to be crystal clear. There needs to be no ambiguity. I need to know, if I am looking for this, this is what you provide. I'd use it on the About Us. Telling your story is key. We talked about that. And then autoresponders as well. I gave you a bit of a format for what you can put in those autoresponder sequences, but figure out what are the top 10 questions that your clients do ask, what are the top 10 questions that they should ask, and then make a video answering each one of those. So I'll give you some good examples of all of those, which is leading by example. So on Melbourne SEO Services, you'll find obviously video at the front page there. Tells them to go to the opt-in. We've got it under like all of the different services. You know, there's video at the top, and then I have text underneath. For clients, like we use it for a lot of the testimonials. This was that video I was talking about with Gary Barnett, where if you watch that, it goes for about 20 minutes. It's awesome though. He tells his story, tells about how he found us. There's that person that rings on the doorbell and he takes his glasses off, and I say, oh, you know, just keep going. You know, this is the real deal stuff. The About Us, you know, I tell our story. That's right up near the top. I also use some other snippets of video, like when I sold the MCG, I talked about that story, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that one in the publicity section. But we got on the Today Show, and I've got the video snippet from that. And again, it's all about building that proof on, you know, you can't fake this stuff. So if the internet's going to work, I'll try one last time, otherwise we'll just keep moving. So I was going to show you the autoresponder sequence, the FAQs, but pretty much it's just an FAQ page where I have a question at the top, and then there's a video, me answering that question underneath. How much does SEO cost? How long will it take before I see results? What type of results can I expect? Like, I mean, all of these common questions we answer in video format. So the way to do testimonials, and you need to be collecting testimonials from your clients, whether they're written, whether they're audio, whether they're video, testimonials should be at the crux of all business. So for me, the way that I like to think about it, it's before, during and after. So tell me about the story before you came to meet me. What were the problems that you were having? How were you struggling? Where were you getting unstuck? So that's all before. Then how did you come across me? You know, how did you find me? And then during, how easy was I to work with? You know, did I answer all of your questions? Was it a pleasure to do business with me? Then after, what type of results did you get? What did it mean to your business? Would you recommend me to other people? So how were things before you came to us? How did you find us? Why did you choose us? How's it working for you? What were the results? What did it mean to you? Why would you recommend us? And is there anything else that you'd like to add? So I know a few of you during the break, the first break, lunch break, did some testimonials with Adrian, and he took you through that process. You might not have realised it, but it was kind of almost like a before, during and an after. Because why are we doing that? We're wanting to tell the story so the person who watches the testimonial connects with what you're saying. Because they're going to sit there and they go, oh, I was in Amanda's situation. I had a small business that, you know, wasn't quite sort of going the way, and I wanted, and then I had a friend, Danny, he recommended that I go along to this workshop, and then when I got there I didn't know what to expect, and then this guy just got up there and unloaded on me for 7 hours all of this stuff until my brain started frying, and I got so many good ideas in that one day that I could imagine if I just applied 2 of them into my business that I could start to see really good results. If you're thinking about working with David Jennings, what can I say? The guy knows his stuff inside and out. He's extremely open, honest and transparent. He delivers the goods, and I'd recommend him to anyone. You'd be crazy not to work with him, whether you're going to get a course or whether you're going to work with him. Like, I mean, that's the type of testimonial that you want to get in your business from people who can, you know, it all comes back to that. You need to deliver a good product or service. Like, I mean, everything that I'm talking about here all pre-assumes that you're delivering on, delivering value and delivering on what you promise. So you can see there, that's the example I took you through for Gary Barnett. So what do you need to make this happen? To use video, it's quite simple. Lights, usually I like to use 3 lights, but I mean, if you want to go full ghetto styles and make it as real as possible, just get a handy cam, use your iPhone. You can get little flip cameras. Like, I mean, you don't have to make this hard. Using an iPhone, the video on the new iPhone 4, is sufficient. You'll record really good video on that, and then it's very easy to upload it straight to YouTube. So you need lights, I'd say camera. We use the Sony one. We also just got a new one recently, a digital SLR Canon 60D, is that right? Yeah. Canon 60D. With Ben, our other video guys, used flipped stuff before. Like, I mean, you can use anything. Get yourself a tripod. Tripods are important. It's always good to spot the ones that have got little spirit levels, so that way you can make sure that it's exactly even. Microphones, sound is really, really key, and we struggled with that this morning. We were having some trouble because we wanted to make sure we had the best possible sound. When it comes to video, even though people might think that the image is most important, the sound is actually one of the most important things. And if the sound isn't quite right, it can be distracting, and so it's going to be interesting to see how the sound from this goes. We're just using a wireless Bluetooth mic. When I'm in the studio, we use a mic that's floating around somewhere. It's just a little lapel mic. You want to get the omnidirectional one, which Age is just sort of bringing up now. So that's right, our lovely assistant, thank you. Yeah, so it's just like one of these, plugs straight into the camera, and then I run this up through my shirt, and that's how the sound. I started appreciating sound a lot more than I ever used to. I used to think it was all about the picture, but it really is all about the sound. Then you just use something like iMovie or Movie Maker. iMovie if you're on a Mac, Movie Maker if you're on a PC. And if you really don't want to get in front of the camera because maybe you're a little bit camera shy, you can either get a friend to do it, maybe someone in the office feels comfortable in front of it, or you can just do screen capture style videos. And we do a lot of that type of stuff where you can use ScreenFlow if you're on a Mac or Camtasia if you're on a PC, but they're just little screen recorded videos and they'll record what's on screen. So maybe you create a presentation in PowerPoint and then you just talk over the top of it, and then that becomes your video that you can upload to YouTube. The real key is just to get started with video. When it comes to using the lights, we use the 3-point lighting system. You'll just have usually one on the right, one on the left, and one behind you. I'll give you these slides so you can have a look. The light behind you makes you kind of like pop out. The one off to the side and the other side just make sure that you're evenly lit, and that makes a difference. Like, you don't want to be, sometimes I've seen photos on YouTube and it looks like, the dude's got a torch underneath his thing and it looks like he's about to tell a ghost story or something like that. It doesn't take much. You just got to start to think about these types of things, but it doesn't need to be perfect. At the moment, it's well above that. And I think this particular slide I created a little while ago. There's over 300 videos on my trading YouTube account, and then we've got over 500. I've only recently set up the Melbourne SEO Services one because I realised how big video is, and we've already uploaded like 500 videos onto that. It's finding the balance between quality and quantity, and I suppose a little bit of a battle sometimes I have with Adrian and also Ben was they love video and they want to put out the best quality stuff, and they're all about making sure it looks absolutely amazing. And then on the flip side, I'm also the businessman who realises that we also have to pay wages, and you don't really get paid until the video gets up and people actually start watching it. So it's like finding that balance between the two. But I wanted to show you how bad my videos were, because then that'll give you some faith that you too can do videos. So hopefully if the internet's picked up a little bit. So this is one of my, actually this one you can't see, this one's in my bedroom.
Taking someone else's trading system and modelling your system.
Sitting there scratching my nose.
In addition to that, I also wanted to provide a little bit of a review and a preview of a new Forex course that's coming out that I've had a good...
I don't want to watch it, it just makes me cringe. But well, that said though, let's have a look at, like, I mean, it's got 17,000 views. The one that's on here, the bottom right hand corner, 36,000 views of this video of me in my bedroom, where you can see I've got, you know, my little dresser in the background, and it looks amazingly terrible, but it just does the job. So just get started, and then you can improve over time. With everything online, the first time you put it up, it's the worst it's ever going to be, and just make slow incremental gains. That's the real key. A lot of people never get started because they want it to be perfect before they get started, so they never end up doing anything. The best thing that you can do, that's a real key lesson, is just making sure, just get started, get it into play, and then improve it as you go. And looking back now, like my YouTube account for the trading, which I'll show you, we've had.
Glad you've made the commit.
We've got like over 1 million views now on that channel, and that's a great lead generator for our business. So the real key for recording is just make sure you speak to the camera. Again, imagine your avatar, Gary, on the other side of that camera, and talk to them like you would talk to a friend. That's the best thing to do. Don't read from a script. How canned is it when you get one of those telephone calls from a telemarketer from one of those call centres over in some offshore country, where it feels like they're reading the script for you? It just feels like you need to take a shower afterwards. Just have your bullet points planned out, and that's not to say that you shouldn't script things. You should definitely make sure that everything's scripted. Like, I mean, everything that I do online now, I've planned out the script, but you work on a script until it doesn't feel like a script. Now, some people go, yeah, like, I mean, scripts, you know, do I really want to do a script because I don't want it to sound like a script? It comes down to the way that you read it. Everything is written on a script. You know that scene in Braveheart when he's riding around on the horseback and he's making the speech to the guys just before they go into this big battle. I don't think he just winged that. He didn't just hop on the horse and then ride over there, and Mel Gibson gives this amazing speech on, you know, greed, for lack of a better word, from Wall Street. That amazing speech. Like, they don't wing it. That's all written pre-scripted, and it might not look scripted because that's just what happens when you practice the script over and over and over. You get really good at delivering it. Don't be Danos direct as well. I have done that a little bit in the past, and sometimes it might sound like I'm selling. Like, I'm a shameless seller. Like, I'm, you know, if I've got good stuff, I'm going to go get up and try and sell it. But I think Australians particularly, like the US, they've got a lot of, like, I mean, when the big sales guys come over, you know, they're selling workshops and things like that, they lay it on really, really thick. And as Australians, we seem to spot that a mile away. It's like our bullshit detector is so highly tuned compared to so many other people around the world. Like, I mean, we can spot that sort of crap straight away. So you want to try and be as real as possible. The other thing as well, when you watch some of my videos, it might feel like I've just done a 15-minute video, particularly the ones when I'm standing in my studio. It might feel like I've done it in one take, but the tricks of the trade is you zoom in and you zoom out on the different breaks. So I might record 1 minute, and then, you know, I'll read the next little bit of my script, and then I'll read the next minute. And when you watch it though, you'll see the first minute, then it'll pop into my head, and then that'll be a new video, but it won't feel like it for you. And then I'll record the next little bit, and then it'll pop back out, and then I'll record. So that's how you can create something that looks long and engaging, because it's changing, but it also means that I don't need to, you know, be amazing and learn this thing off by heart exactly step by step. So, structure of the video. Always start a video with like a hook. It's all about, very similar to copywriting. All of this stuff comes back to copywriting. You want to, why am I watching this? In this video, I'm going to show you how you can get your website found online, and then move into the content. Like, I mean, that's right up front, bold promise, here's what I'm going to do. Sometimes it's nice as well to have a cool little intro, like you'll see on the Melbourne SEO Services one. I don't know if you've watched any of the videos, but it goes, get found online, and this nice little thing pops down. You can go to something like iStock or Video Hive and find some nice little intros. In fact, we'll do it on the front here. Get found online with Melbourne SEO. So you can create nice little short things, and that's just a branding thing. It gets put on the front of all of our videos. Video Hive is a really good website for that. You can, like, I mean, that I think cost me $15 or something like that. And how sharp does that look? Then you also want to make sure, the aim of the game is to, with all of these bits of content that we're putting out on the web, it's to get people back to your website. So we have a lower third throughout the entire video. You'll notice there's a URL back to the website. So that way, as someone's watching it, if they want to come back to the website, they can do so at any point in time. So you want to make sure that all throughout your videos, you have that lower third. Always include your URL. We have an outro as well and a call to action. Every video finishes with a call to action. So it'll be, want to find out more, visit this URL. Want to watch the rest of this seminar, visit this URL. I was talking to Troy during the break, and I said what we do with a lot of our workshops, like we just cut them up into little pieces and then we upload them onto YouTube. You can find so much great content from us uploaded onto YouTube because it's just great content. And then at the end of each video, I add a call to action. Hey, want to watch the rest of this workshop? Head back to here. So it's a great bounce back technique. And then using music, I think Adrian's helped with that. Being a composer, we've started to bring some more music into the work that we're doing, and it's starting to just polish it out that little bit more. So, channel secrets. How to make sure that your channel really stands out on YouTube. The first thing is make sure that you select your username. It's best to go for the keyword. This is stuff that I've learned afterwards because my trading account is on djennings. That's my username, www.youtube.com/djennings, when really I would have liked it to be something like free trading systems or trading systems or something like that. Make sure that you select a background image. It looks a lot sharper. You can see mine there. And we'll take a quick look. Actually, you're not going to see it because this is quite a small screen. We can just look at it from here. But you can see when you're on a larger screen, I'm on a little laptop here, but I've got a nice little logo down the side there. That mentions my URL. Like, I mean, what's the aim of the game for YouTube? YouTube and anything else that you put outside on the web, Facebook, Twitter, it's all about how do I get them back to my website? Because once I get them back to my website, I capture their name, they get into my funnel, then I can continue to market to them. The other thing that you want to do is set your channel type. YouTube, under the settings, you can set whether or not you want to be like there's a normal one, I think they just call it a YouTuber, but you have options to write guru or expert, or like you get different options for the type of YouTuber you want to go for. Now choose one of the ones that isn't the generic one. So YouTuber is what everybody goes for, but if you do like guru or something like that, what it means is when your videos start to take off, you'll get little awards on your videos. You'll get like these little tiles, you know, you'll be like, well, you can see one down the bottom there, 13th most viewed today. I got that one, and the reason being is I put myself into a different category. When you're in the main default category, you're competing against a hell of a lot more people. But if you put yourself into the little expert category now, or the guru category, I'm now competing with a lot smaller space, and it's much easier for me to get those awards. And then also on my YouTube channel as well, you get to add some little content and things like that to the pages. So I make sure that I tell them to subscribe, because there's a few things that will help with ranking your YouTube videos, and it's having the number of subscribers. So I tell them, because there's a button up the top of YouTube that says subscribe to my channel. So I'm just reminding them, telling them what to do, adding a call to action. So once you do that, you get all your channels set up, you got your videos, you've formatted them nicely, you've got an intro, you've got a lower third, you've got an outro, then you set up your YouTube channel, then you optimize your videos, you upload them to YouTube, and it's really similar to that on-page optimization that we talked about in the SEO section. It's just about choosing the right keywords and putting them in the right places. And fortunately, with YouTube videos, it's a very non-competitive space. So we can rank for very competitive terms with not doing very much to them. You can still rank for great terms just by putting the keywords in. You don't even have to do any off-page optimization, if you can remember back to what that meant from the SEO section. I'll show you what to do for off-page, but select your keywords. You might use the same keyword phrases that you did your keywords research for on your website, or you might vary it slightly. Think about what is the user looking for when they're on YouTube. They're looking for how-to, they're looking for tutorials, they're looking for, like, why does someone go to YouTube? They want to see someone visually do something. So think about that when you're selecting your keywords, and that means that you'll be able to make sure that you optimize a little bit better to go after keywords that people are looking for. Then just put the keyword into the title, put it into the description, make sure, and I'll show you what one looks like optimized, make sure that you put the URL right up the front of your description, because people might click your URL, and add tags in. So tags are just... they've just got a section. It's just like keywords. Adrian has been doing a little bit of test with his Snack Cinema website, and he was adding a few interesting phrases into his tags, and they were appearing up in related videos, and he wasn't doing any other optimization. So he was just picking the keywords, dropping it into the tags section, and then what was happening is people were watching YouTube videos, and then he started appearing in the related videos. So, you know, when you're watching a video on YouTube, either sometimes at the end the video finishes and, you know, related videos pop up afterwards, like what to watch next, or sometimes they're running down the side. Adrian was finding he was getting a whole bunch of traffic from referring as related videos. So then he started to try and put keywords in to make sure that he was appearing up to the next to the videos that he wanted to get that referring traffic. Let's actually go have a look at YouTube so it makes just a little bit more sense. So we'll just come over to here. So having a look at this, so hopefully this is going to be well optimized since it's just the one that I've got opened. So first thing, you'll just upload your YouTube video. Here's our title up the top here. So designing versus modeling trading systems and Forex review. So let's scroll down here underneath. Now, no one really looks at your description. Very rarely are you going to get someone who actually looks at your description. But the things to take note is, see how I put my URL right at the front? That's why I was saying it's key to make sure that your URL is right at the front of your description, because it appears and it's actually clickable. So you can click that. It's about one of the only places, or you can get some on your YouTube channel, but you can get a clickable link from YouTube back to your website. But if I hit more, then I've just got a little description, and I think the keyword, it's probably going to be Forex review, because we've kind of got Forex review added in the title there. We've got, doesn't look like it's in the body. Maybe this is not the best example. My YouTube, my trading one is probably not the best example, because this, you know, I mean, that was done years ago. If we have a look at, it still works, but if we have a look at our SEO method channel, so that's youtube.com/the SEO method, we can see some of the more phrases we're going. So article ranks review. So we'll just have a look here. Nice tunes. Okay. So we can see I'm optimizing for a particular product name and review. So article ranks review, and we come down here. I've got my link right at the top. We've got a description, and you can see the keyword is mentioned in there. And then right down the bottom as well, underneath the tags, we've got article ranks review down there, tags. So it's pretty simple to optimize a video, and you'll get some really good rankings. Like, I haven't actually checked this one. Let's see how it goes. High risk. Hopefully. Bang, there you go, number one. Article ranks review / tutorial. So that works quite well. So what are some other ways when you go up against some more competitive videos? So a lot of videos you can rank quite well for just by having the things in the right place, choosing the right keyword, having it in the right place. If it's a little bit more competitive, here are some of the things that YouTube takes into consideration when it's trying to calculate which videos it's going to display. It'll look at backlinks, so you can actually build backlinks to your videos, embeds, as in how many times is that video embedded into different websites. So when you look at Melbourne SEO Services, you see how there's the video and it's a YouTube video right on the homepage. That counts as an embed. So how many of those have you got? Things like how many views are there, ratings, comments, age, playlists, channel views, subscribers. That's like, I mean, they're all of the different things that get taken into account when determining what comes up. My secret is, and this is what I think is probably one of the biggest factors for ranking on YouTube next to having the keyword in the right place, is making sure that you embed your video onto high PageRank pages. So basically, if you're not familiar with PageRank, it's just, imagine embedding your videos into Brad Pitt style pages, if you remembered my analogy earlier. If you embed your videos on those types of pages, your videos will start to pop. So proof's in the pudding. I've just opened up a few different keywords just to show you like that, you know, I'm talking from experience. So having a look here, so trading systems, there we go. I'm position number 1, number 2, and I'm position number 2, number 3, and number 5. Best stockbroker, we're position number 1. Trading systems, position, what was that one? Trading plan, position number 1, position number 2. Achieve financial freedom, position number 1. Forex seminar, number 1. Forex seminar, that's pretty good. 58,000 views. Daryl Guppy did an interview with a well-known trader, and we dominate. Like, I mean, I'm there, and I'm in position number 1 as well. Pretty much own page number 1 for his name. Talk about, if you want to get the attention of someone, imagine creating videos, optimizing for their name, and then owning the first page of YouTube, and then telling them to go search their name on YouTube and say, you know, that's me. That might open a few doors. So, how do you actually create video? There's a whole lot of different video ideas here. You can do live video like we're doing now. You can do screen recordings. You can do keynotes, presentations. You can do animations. You can do slideshows. You can do, like, I mean, I've got there like ideas for generating content. You can run workshops, you can do interviews, you can do tutorials, you can do Q&As with people, you can do reviews, you can do parodies. It really is, like, there's so many ways to do it. You need to get started and try a few. I thought I wanted to show you one. We did a parody. This is with Adrian. Has everyone seen the Old Spice ad? Do you know the Old Spice ad? He goes, hello ladies, look at your man, now back at me, now look at your man. You've not seen that one? Oh, I should show you the original before I show you mine, otherwise you'll think I'm a bit strange, more than you already do. Okay, so let's just go here. Just while I'm doing this, Age, do you want to just hit the front lights?
Now back at your man. Now back to me. Sadly, he isn't me. But if he stopped using lady-scented body wash and switched to Old Spice, he could smell like he's me. Look down. Back up. Where are you? You're on a boat with the man your man could smell it. What's in your hand? Back at me. I am. It's an oyster with 2 tickets to that thing you love. Look again. The tickets are now diamond. Anything is possible when your man smells like Old Spice and not a lady. I'm on a horse.
That video went absolutely crazy for them. They got over 35 million views on that. It went viral. It was something that they have said is like just about saved and reinvigorated Old Spice. They were struggling. People used to see them as an old man deodorant. And that, along with their follow-up campaign, was something that really just brought their company back to life. So with that in mind, and as I said, sometimes we like to have some fun at the office. We thought we'd create our own Old Spice version. So we did a Get Serious About SEO Man. This is an Old Spice parody.
Hello small business website owners. Look at your website. Now back to my website. Now back to your website. Now back to my website. Sadly, your website isn't like my website. But if you stopped using inferior SEO and switched to Melbourne SEO services, your website could be like my website. Scroll down. Scroll up. Where are you? You're on a website that could be your website. What's in your hand? Back at me. I have it. It's a mouse with 2 clicks to more traffic. Look again. The traffic is now profit. Anything is possible when your website uses Melbourne SEO services. I'm on a beach.
So, I mean, you can just come up with little ideas like that. I think, do you want to just hit the light, Sage? That one, I don't know, took us an afternoon to do. I think we've got, I don't know, 4,500 views on it, had quite a lot of people retweet it. It was just like one of those little good fun things, kind of like that one that you saw when I did the Google versus Yellow pages. Doing that type of stuff really positions you as the market leader. Just a word of warning though in the tail end of the YouTube section is just be careful of building your business on someone else's third party. And I talked about this earlier. You don't want to build a business that's reliant on someone else. So you don't build a business that's all on YouTube. You don't build a business that's all based around AdSense. Anything where someone else really holds the cards and they can pull the rug out from underneath you. So we'd spent a long time uploading over 500 videos, optimizing them, having the call to actions, lower third. You can imagine how much work that was. And this was probably a few weeks, no, a month or so ago now, our YouTube account, for no reason, I would just wake up one morning and it wasn't there. And the way I found it was someone posted on my blog saying, I was just watching one of your YouTube videos, it was really good, but then I went to click the next video and it said, this account has been suspended. And I remember at the time, like, oh, I can't believe this is happening. And because we didn't get any notification from YouTube, they hadn't sent us any emails, just like I was saying for Google Places and just Google in general. You can't pick up the phone and call them and go, what's going on? Like, I mean, our videos, we use high value content taken from workshops that we sell for like a couple of grand, and I just put the content on YouTube. And so the account got banned, and I was quite lucky at the time. Someone else, one of Australia's top bloggers, Darren Rouse, had his account banned as well on the same weekend. So what had happened is they went through and apparently they started banning a whole bunch of accounts, anything where there was the term make money online in one of the descriptions, plus a few other things. Like, I mean, it's still speculation. No one really knows why they banned the accounts because Google didn't come out and say. And he got his account reinstated because, I mean, one of Australia's top bloggers, a reporter picked it up and passed it on to the media person at YouTube, and then they just reactivated the account. That was like within 24 hours. We weren't so lucky for a little while there, so we wrote an open letter to YouTube, posted it on the blog. You can still see it on davidjennings.com, talked through the story, exactly what happened. We had over, or so, like, I mean, it was pretty touching. We had like over 100 people come over the space of sort of 24 hours and just post, you know, amazing things going, you know, I hope YouTube's watching this, we love your content, you do amazing stuff, you're helping lots of people, you know, we really hope you get it back. Still didn't hear anything, and then I ended up doing a press release, and I found my angle, and I'll talk about using press release to get the attention and stuff like that, but I found my angle. I went, YouTube bans Australia's top blogger, so that's why I was fortunate that it happened to Darren Rouse as well. And I wrote this press release around this idea that he got banned, and then also other top bloggers as well, and that's where I inserted myself and said, you know, he was lucky to get his account back, but only time will see whether or not YouTube is really listening, because YouTube had come out and made a quote saying sometimes we get it wrong. And fortunately though, the account ended up coming back online, and I think the few lessons that we learnt there were, one, again, we started to look at backup strategies. Like, we still want to use web video, so we started, you know, how can we use Amazon on S3 and some of the other services like Vimeo and Vidler out there as alternative strategies for streaming video that aren't necessarily reliant on YouTube. YouTube is the 100-pound gorilla, and if you can use YouTube, it's definitely the way to go. And I think for a lot of smaller businesses where I don't think you're probably going to upload 500 videos, but I mean, you can still use it. We're starting to have a look at also making sure we've got different accounts for different projects. So, you know, Dave Approved now we're setting up on a new channel, and a few of the other ones we're looking at sort of splintering them out, so that way if one gets banned, then potentially the other ones might be a little bit safe. So you just want to be super, super careful for what you're doing there. Just a little bit of FYI. So, action plan from here.
So what did they accuse you of though?
Well, the question was, what did they accuse me of? So I got an email from them saying, what did they say? They said, it was a really short email saying one of your videos has been found to be violating the terms and service of YouTube. And for that reason, we're closing it down. And they didn't say why. And then I went through the appeals process and emailed them and said, well, can you tell me how I'm violating, you know, the user guidelines? And they said, no, I mean, it was an automated response. No, we can't tell you, just read the user guidelines over here. But I couldn't actually see anything that I was doing. Not only that, you're supposed to get 3 strikes and then you're out. So if your account gets 3 strikes over a 6-month period, then they have the rights to terminate your account according to their own guidelines. And also, if those strikes disappear after 6 months as well. So if 6 months passes, then you get that point back. So I think I was on maybe one strike, and then they gave me the 2nd strike and they closed it. So I never really knew, and I haven't heard anything from YouTube. I just woke up the morning after. It was on the long weekend. It was pretty crazy. My girlfriend was expecting to have a nice relaxing weekend, and I spent the entire weekend answering, you know, making posts and doing press releases and seeing what I could to get it back. And then she woke up on one of the mornings and they reactivated it at 6 in the morning, which seems to be the same time that they reactivate Darren Rouse's account. So I think it must have been YouTube, someone, probably YouTube America. I don't imagine that someone, YouTube Australia, was getting up at 6 in the morning and then reactivated it. So long story short, no idea. So from here, what you want to do for getting your YouTube up and running and firing, open a YouTube account, put videos on all of your most trafficked pages, collect as many testimonials as you can, and we've started to offer a service now as well where we're doing it for clients. Like, we've got a client who contacted us the other day to do a little about us video, and Age is doing some killer stuff. I feel like I need to show you another one. Like, this is the type of stuff he's doing. What is it? Is it Melbourne Printing? Yeah. I mean, this is one that we just did for a client.
Printing with Barney's labels is now easier than ever. Our online quote calculator is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We offer the highest quality printing, plus free shipping anywhere within Australia. Just visit barneyslabels.com.au. Enter your height, width, quantity and postcode, and you get your quote instantly. You can't get any easier than that. Barney's Labels. Your job made easy. Guaranteed.
So doing that type of thing in your business, it's it just really makes you stand out from the competition. And you're not going to start at that level. Obviously, Adrian's been making videos for years, but you saw some of my really bad early ones, and that was enough to get tons and tons of links and things like that. So one of the first workshops that we ran, I think I mentioned, was the Melbourne SEO Services workshop. The 2 sessions that absolutely dominated the most and got the most interest was the web video session and also the outsourcing session. So we ended up running another 1-day workshop that was just web video. So that's the Lights, Camera, Profits DVD. So if you wanted to find out more about that, you can get in contact with us. Obviously, anybody watching the Competition Crusher DVDs will look after you. Just email us and we'll make sure we give you a good deal on that. And if you want any extra help as well, if you want specific tutorials, like, I mean, if you want to know how to edit something in iMovie, you can go ahead and email our support as well. So davidjennings.com/support, or just go through Melbourne SEO, ask us, and we can get you some tutorials on here's how to do the editing in iMovie. Ben, my other video guy, recorded from start to finish how he edited one of the testimonials from our previous workshop. So you can actually see the way that he did it as far as adding in lower thirds, having the intro, having the outro, having the URL throughout. He even showed you then taking the video and then uploading it to YouTube, so you get to see it all the way through. Pretty much just remember, we're here to help. If you need any help, that's what we do best. So we might wrap it up there. We're going to have another little break shortly, but I'll just see, just before we do that, if anyone's got any questions or anything like that when it comes to web video.
I've got two. The first one is, can you just clarify the lower third for me again?
Yep.
And I'm just interested to know percentage of traffic for you.
Yes, okay, so let's have a quick look. Okay, so first question is, what does the lower third look like? So let's have a quick look. At, okay. So, lower third, I suppose, used it in two different points. So firstly, we've got the lower third that happens right at the start with my name. So lower third, you'll see David Jennings, Director, Melbourne SEO Services, and then URL will appear in a sec and it'll remain throughout.
In fact, we're all...
So basically allow for that when you're shooting as well, or don't get too hung up on that?
Yeah, afterwards. You can pop it in afterwards. So you can see I do it quite subtly. Some people are a bit more bold about it and they'll make it really bright, but you can see I've gone white with a very understated outline there, just so I don't want the person to get too distracted on that. I want them to watch me, and then also we end up using this on my own Melbourne SEO Services. And if you remember all of my design stuff, I'm all about one or two colours, one or two fonts, one or two sizes. So I try and always err on the sort of more minimalist style. And so for that reason, that's why I don't have it sort of too glaring. As far as the other question, as far as percentage of traffic, I don't know the exact number on that, other than because a lot of the video that I use is embedded into the site. So I'm not just using it just for the traffic of generating through YouTube, but I'm also using it to increase conversion rate by using the videos on the site and then effectively getting zero hosting bill for my videos. That was, that was a big decision for us. For a little while there, we were kind of like, oh, do we use our own video hosting like Amazon S3 and try and deliver our own videos, or do we use YouTube? And then we thought, I think YouTube now is such a large trusted brand that everybody knows it. Like, people know Google. When we did that Google versus Yellow Pages thing, as soon as we said that we were doing a documentary, or like a little documentary thing on YouTube, on Google, everybody just jumped at it because it was the name Google. They wanted to be a part of it, and I think YouTube's that way now as well. Just everybody's so familiar with it. We're happy, and you'll see. Like, we do a couple of things on Melbourne SEO. Just having a look here. We do a couple of things to make sure that we reduce the branding as much as we can, and we don't have it too in your face, but the YouTube branding is there. There's some code that we use, and you can see here, there's YouTube in the bottom left-hand corner, but you can actually slightly edit the code for your YouTube videos that causes that little slider to drop away. So if you see there, see how the slider just disappears? Like, if I hit play, slider drops away, and once it hits play, and then it expands out to all of the white, and once the little intro video gets finished, I've got a white background and it just looks like I'm in the website. See? Like, it's quite, you don't see the slider or anything like that. So there's a few things that you can do like that with tricks. As far as like the traffic, let me get back to you on that one. I'll have a look in the analytics, but I know it's one of my top referrers. But we do a lot of video, but I'm pretty sure it's higher than Facebook last time that I checked. So it's one of the high ones. Obviously, organic search traffic is what's getting us the most, but yeah, it's a good way. It's got a whole variety of different things that it can add. I might show you one last one. This one's pretty funny, and then we will have a break. I might need a video, a light person. This one's another one. So I was talking about animation. There's a website that does this. Can't remember the name of it. Do you remember? Extra Normal that does this. You can basically create little animations and you'll see. I'll let it play. I think you'll find it quite amusing. What do you think?
Don't close some tabs.
Yeah, that's probably it. How about I just close them all? It'll be worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, story time. I wanted to share with you the time when I sold the MCG for 24... Okay.
Hello, welcome to Melbourne SEO Services. How may I help you?
Number 1 on Google. I want to be number 1 on Google. I need to be number 1 on Google.
I'm sure we can help, but first I need to find out a little more about your website.
I just want to be number 1 on Google.
Sure. I will need to ask you a few important questions. Can you tell me what keyword you want to be number 1 for?
Credit cards. I want to rank number 1 on Google for credit cards. Can you do it?
That's a very competitive keyword. Can you tell me a little more? What is your URL?
www.the-simple-credit-cards-made-easy-for-you.info. Can you get me number 1?
How old is your domain?
1 week old. And I want to be number 1 this week.
How many backlinks do you have?
I don't know.
Have you done any on-page optimization?
I don't know.
Do you know what search engine optimization means?
I don't.
Do you know what a search engine is?
Hold on, let me Google it.
Are you sure you know what you're talking about?
I want to be number 1 on Google.
You do know, you are going up against companies that have already spent millions of dollars to own that keyword.
Yes.
It is going to take lots of time and money to get to number 1 for credit cards.
Yes.
Perhaps we can look at some other keywords for you first, and then work on the credit card keyword later?
No, I'm not interested. I want to be number 1 on Google for credit cards. I want to be number 1 this week.
But we could get you more traffic in less time if we target some longer tail keywords.
I don't care.
If you let us do your keyword research, we can guarantee to get you to number 1 on Google for hundreds of higher converting keywords that will make you more money.
I don't care.
We can make your website print money and deposit it in your bank account like clockwork. And then maybe you could buy some shoes.
I don't care about any of that.
Okay, fine. Then why the hell do you want to be number 1 on Google for credit cards anyway?
So I can sell a $17 ebook. I am an affiliate and I want to get rich quick.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Have you thought this through?
No.
You want to rank number 1 on Google and compete with big banks and institutions who are willing to spend millions of dollars to sell a $17 ebook, and you will probably only make 50% commission?
I want to be number 1 on Google.
I don't think you understand.
When can we start?
I don't think we can help you.
Google.
Try somewhere else.
Number 1.
We only work with people for whom we know we can make money.
I have a cat.